Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Road to 1000 Elo. Today I'm tackling episode number 15 and it's going to be fun. I'm excited to see where I end up. Some quick things to note before the episode actually starts. The last episode I actually aired was filmed last week, and so I tried to stockpile some episodes so that it didn't conflict with my work schedule and I could still get content out for the people. So while I've been playing off video but not able to record those videos, I actually have climbed a little bit and I'm at about 850. So I've made some growth. I wish I could tell you all just how hard it is to try and get better at chess while working a full-time job and doing all these things on the side. But you know, there's no excuses. I've committed myself to this journey and I'm going to see it through. I just want you all to have some grace with me. I do see the comments of, you know, doing different things, etc. And I try my best to learn, but I try and keep all of that under consideration of my actual schedule. So again, be patient with me, but we're going to get these wins one way or another. That being said, let's go ahead and get into the episode. All right, so I know I just said I was at 850, but if y'all are looking at this number, clearly some things changed. I think I was trying to just go ahead and get some games in without realizing that I would have to adjust back to playing while talking. And so in some way, I think I let myself catch the short end of the stick while doing that. But this game, I refuse to let that be the case. I need to tighten up and get a win because I want to get some content out. But outside of just getting content, because I do post losses and draws, I want to just get better games because I want to get towards 900, you know? And I refuse to stay in the 800s as long as I did the 700s. I think I can definitely overcome that obstacle a lot faster. Let me see. I'm okay with this. He's probably gonna take back with his pawn. Okay. Let me think. If I move knight up, he drops. If I move knight up, he'll probably try and just kick it, and then I'm probably just playing back. But if he tries to drop down, I could play queen, and then he'd have to either move his king off or block it, and then I could. Okay, it's still an option. It is still an option. I'm gonna try and put a little bit of pressure. I know this isn't the way I've opened up a lot of my games, and maybe I should just stick to like what I know and building off of that, because I think that is a strong way to like have consistent gains, you know, repetition and consistency. And you start to learn different variations of how the games can play out in that way. That being said, I do see options here. I'm gonna do this even. That actually was not a good move because, oh, why did I do that? And he did not punish me for it. I can live with that. I can, in fact, live with that. I'm going to play back, though, because he could have just taken with bishop. And then if I took bishop, he'd just take queen and he's up. And I don't think there was a way to play around. Maybe putting the king in check and trying to make something work out. But all of that being said, maybe I should just like calm down and start being reasonable again with some of my moves. I think there's just a hanging pawn here, right? Because afterwards, I mean, he could move here, but he'd be gone. He could move there, he'd be taken. If he moves there or there, he's taken as well. I think this is just hanging pawn. Sometimes it's not even about your mistakes. I'm realizing at these elos, it's just capitalizing on your opponents, because we're both bound to make mistakes. I'm sure even like, okay, people like Hikaru, people like Magnus, all these people make mistakes too. But it's so few and far between as you get higher and higher. At 800s, like, okay, reasonably speaking, it's better than 600. It's better than 700. But these are still players that are going to be consistently making mistakes like me. So just taking my time, not getting too hyphy, and just kind of, you know, taking advantage of that, I can make things happen. Now I know he's probably realizing that there's no immediate way to punish that. Maybe he'll try and kick me out. He hasn't, but he has given room for his queen to get out. And his queen can get there. I could go ahead and move to get my bishop to kick his knight and then try and start developing this side. But I think his queen's going to come out and put pressure here. And there's nothing else to take the knight off, so I could just wait and move the bishop up as a counterattack and develop some other pieces, which I might opt to do instead. Now, if he moves this down, I can move bishop up here, and then after, if he decides to take, cool. If he doesn't and he moves queen before he takes with bishop, but then I can move pawn up, and the pawn will defend dark square bishop. He did not do that either. Okay. Oh, my queen cannot move on this diagonal like at all. I'm just realizing. Oh. Wow. I did not notice that he set that up. Okay. If he takes this, I can take back with rook, but then, okay. But then what after? I think I kind of have to do this. Well, I guess not rook, knight, but I guess I did kind of have this double defended with these two, so maybe I didn't have to do that. At this point, I kind of want to go ahead and get his knight out, just so I can get my queen up. Maybe I shouldn't be aiming to get it on light square. Maybe I should just push up on dark square with it. But at least this way I can get the bishop out before I move the queen, because if I move the queen first, the queen would have trapped in my bishop. Let's see. What does he want to do here? I'm okay with moving pawn this way, but I could also just get this out first. But the thing is, he's probably just going to take if I do that. I think this might be a better move, honestly. Because even if I do want to open up the scope for this bishop on like this diagonal, I could just push the pawn after once I get this knight off. And even moving knight right now to here is not a bad move, in my opinion. I could be, I guess, because if I went for his bishop, then he could just trade, even though I guess bishop's worth a little bit more, technically. But there's no real immediate threat to the queen that I'm putting there either, because he could just move the queen off. And I don't want him to develop out his pieces easier than, you know, he has to. So I probably shouldn't even be thinking about moves that could have happened. I should save that for the game review. At this point though, he kind of has to move. He doesn't have to move this because his queen is defending it now that kind of he took and I took, and it opened this file up for his queen. But I do have pretty good control over this file here. Like, I'm pretty open there, plus he can't really move up to any of these squares without the pawn. Okay. Now the only thing is my king's still not out, right? And if he takes this, this is just undefended, so I kind of want to defend it. Let's say I move dark square bishop. What does that weaken? What squares does it weaken? None that are actually getting threatened, so I think that's just best move, right? Not really though. I just realized because kind of, because if I move that, he drops there. I can still move this up, and it could defend that if he does take, and still end up backing this up. So maybe I just need to get my king to safety at this point. If he does end up moving, the only thing that's really threatening here, this is defended, so by a pawn beforehand, so I can get my queen out. But I can't move my queen too soon before this leaves, because then he could just Am I enjoying what's going on here? No. Am I making do with it? Yeah. There's only one thing threatening this pawn now, and I still have something defending it, which is nice. But if I move this, if I move here, he has to either take with queen or move his queen off, right? And then I just would have, if he takes with queen, is there anything he can do after? That'd be bad. Yeah, he can put my king in check possibly, I guess, but I could just move that off. I think this might be a better move, low-key. Am I overthinking it? Am I overthinking it? I kind of want to get aggressive, but let's just see if this was the wrong move or not. I don't know. Maybe could have thought a little bit longer, but he either takes and I take his queen, or he moves and protects his queen from this attack. But he can't put my king in check, right? He can. And then I would just take his knight, and then he can take my knight, and then we're kind of back at this place, and this is still protected by the pawn and my queen if I end up moving my queen here, because that's the only way he can put my king in check to like kind of reverse this. So I think I get a rook here. I think so. Sometimes you don't have to play into your opponent's hands. Sometimes there are moves available to you to play on your own. Okay, I think I'm happy with myself that I actually spotted that. And you could tell that my opponent's recognizing it because of all the time that they're spending on trying to calculate like best moves here. Let's just say though, maybe I should, but again, I can't get too happy about. If I take here, if I take with queen, then this is still defended, and he would have to decide whether or not, because I don't want, I think taking with queen here is okay, right? Because I'm in a similar position, but he could take, okay, what's his move? What's his move? If I take rook, does he just keep up the attack? I guess it's very much dependent, because I'm being attacked here. Obviously, I put this guy in danger as well, just for this attack. And so I have two knights that are being threatened and ready to take, but his queen's under heavy pressure, and he can move his queen here. It'll get taken. He could take this, but his queen will get taken. So again, he still has to move off his queen or commit to it being taken for no reason. And we're burning time. So he should move off his queen now, right? All of that for a pawn. So at this point, I'm up. I shouldn't even care too much about if I end up losing like one knight in this exchange, as long as I still get the rook without losing too much in between. Bro. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. He's making none of the moves that I'm expecting him to make, but I'm staying in a similar position, if not actually coming out further ahead, right? Because let's say he does promote, I could just defend with my rook. And then I guess it ends up taking some of the time off from like me attacking. But then, and he could just take this back, but then again, I still take his rook here. No? Or he might just move his rook at that point. Do I go straight for the rook? Honestly, I don't think I do. I think I take this, and I'm okay with sacrificing my... I should have just taken the rook. I should have just taken the rook, no? I should have just taken the rook, maybe. Yo, what is he doing? Genuinely, I'm confused at this point. I think my opponent is trying to force his way out of a bad situation by just compounding it with worse moves. Okay. Is there a tactic I could use here? I don't have my dark square bishop, so I don't think I can get on his king besides like maybe moving this here, putting it in check. But do I just go ahead and take this before anything weird happens? Maybe. And move this up. And go for his pawn. I think my opponent just put himself in a horrible position of just not accepting that he would lose a rook, because now he's down so many more pieces. And I'm gonna do this just to offer the exchanges, because why not? Either he moves this off of this diagonal completely, so he'd have to backtrack, but he can't go here. Maybe he goes there, like, or here. But if he does that, he's blocking his rook, and now I can move my bishop out and reposition for another attack. Oh boy. This has been one weird game. I don't know about y'all, but this has genuinely just been a weird game. And there's not much time left too, so I know it's been a long one. If you've made it this far in the video and you've been enjoying the gameplay, let me know. I hope this was like an enjoyable video, but I think it was just like weird. I'm not even sure if this was good chess. I'm gonna go ahead and just put the king in check and start applying some pressure. Maybe I move pawn there, bishop there. I still have this open up. I could have moved my rook even. There's no mate, right? I'm not missing like a mate that he's trying to get off on me, I don't believe. And I don't know how he would even accomplish that at this point. It would take some crafty moves and lack of observation from me. Something tells me I'm gonna end up winning on time before anything else. I'm just gonna keep putting him in check and keep applying pressure and forcing him to use his own time. At this point, I don't even think I have to win on. Okay. And I get pawn here. He can't move here unless he wants to lose his bishop. I see. That was not a good move. It's not gonna happen, right? It's not gonna happen, right? Nah, no way. No way. Okay. So now he either decides to take this or he can commit here, but again, I have knight and king. So I should be fine. Yeah, the time's just running. This is okay. I'll take the win, but and was I missing him going for like a mate that just wasn't there? Or maybe he didn't have enough time to get? I'm not sure. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave a comment below of what you liked most, as well as subscribe to the channel. It helps me grow and get closer to my goal of being a partner so that I can start making money from these videos and doing something I like to do, which is bringing content to people. And yeah, and if I start making money from this, I can start doing it full time. So again, support in whatever way is comfortable for you all, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.